Hey guys, Joe here back with 9 to 5ers, and we're going to be talking about a subject that is pretty topical right now because of what's going on in our world. And this might be something that you have to do because your employer is kind of making you do it, or it's an option, or maybe this is something that you've been dreaming to do, like I have for years and years and years, and that is working from home. I've been doing this for about a year and a half now, almost 2 years, and it is it was a little bit of a struggle at some points, but I did go into it prepared very well from my coaches and my accountability group, and they gave me a lot of good pointers from stuff that they've learned when they first did it, and I felt that I was definitely ahead of the curve over a lot of people, and I wanted to create a video series here of any sort of topics that were involved with working from home and just sort of some tips and tricks. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it here. So quick disclosure here, please use the following information for educational purposes only, and I'll let you guys read that. Stop the video if you need to, but let's just keep going here. The course overview, we're going to have 3 different videos here. One is going to be preparing to work from home. The second video is going to be focusing on your workday as you're in it, and then the third video is going to be a short wrap up with the post work and ending your day properly. And you definitely want to set yourself up for success with this. There's a lot of learning curves that you can just immediately skip right past by preparing properly. And working from home can be better than working at an office, especially if you work in like a toxic environment. And it can definitely be a better situation for sure. And if you set it up right, you won't have that need or that feel like you have to go back to work, because there's a lot of ways to fulfill that social void that you kind of miss when you're at work. And then how to end your day right, plus some bonus tips. And we're going to have tips throughout each one of these videos. So make sure you watch all the way to the end of each of these videos, because we're going to be sprinkling in some good tips all the way through. So preparing, and you want to make sure that you're kind of find your spot. And I'm going to kind of go through these pretty quickly here. Of the ideal situation, I would think, for having the most productive setup preparing is having a physical separation from your family house. This could be a totally separate building, or maybe it's a detached garage that you've converted into a workspace, or maybe it's an attached garage, but the above it is a converted office, and it would be like you're physically away from everybody else so that you can't hear the background noise of the house, and people can't just run in or run past you and ask you a bunch of random questions while you're at the office, quote unquote. Obviously, this is going to be the most expensive thing to do, because you have to construct an entire building, or you have to, if you don't have a full separate place maybe it's already structured, maybe you have to rehab it to where it's habitable, to where you can move into it, such as a garage or maybe an attic that's above a garage that's still separate from the house. So this is the ideal situation. It would take a lot of time and money to get into it, and this isn't exactly where you would have to be, but there probably might be some cases where you'd have to have this situation based off of, maybe you just have to have a secure office that has a lot of security in it because of what you're dealing with, or maybe you just have to, maybe you're the one making a lot of noise and you're going to have the separation from the family house. So I think we've hit that one pretty good. Let's just go on to the next one. So getting a whole room, and this is actually what I have in our family home. I got the attic to myself, and it has worked wonders. You would get a whole room. You get the locked door if you need it, and you are separated from everybody else, at least through a door, and you can hear everybody else around you, kind of, so to speak, if they're in the house making noises, but you got a whole room to yourself, and you can have calls on there without feeling you're being interrupted, someone getting in the kitchen and making a lot of noise. And this is kind of the middle of the road, and this is what I would probably shoot for unless you absolutely need a physical separation. So what's the bare bones? Well, this would be just a space, and this could be your living room. This could be just a little nook in your house. And obviously, if you're watching this, you might live in a small apartment in a city, and you're just like, I don't have the first two things. Like, that's just not possible for me. So having a space is the lowest cost. It's going to be the smallest. There's going to be some drawbacks just because of the access to you that people have. But just remember that, start with whatever you can get. And, if you have to if you have to start the space and then move up to a whole room, then that's fine. But definitely just carving out your own area that is for work only is really important. And just remember that area is for work only. And when you're there, you're working. And when you're not there, then you're not working. So let's get into the distractions that can get into the space. So family and kids. So share your schedule and prepare to compromise and be flexible. Let everybody know, hey, these are my office hours, and this is how this is what I need to be doing when I'm at work. I can't be focusing on school schedules, or I can't be focusing on laundry, or, one of the kids hit the other kids and now you got to scold them. It's just like, that's not where I'm at right now. I'm at the office as if I was at a physical location. And everybody has to have kind of a team mindset. Like, getting to work from home, I feel, is almost like a privilege. Like, you get the ability to see your family way more often. You don't have to deal with the commute. You don't have to pay for transportation to and from work. You don't have to deal with office politics or the office drama that's right there in your face all the time. You don't have to deal with any of the nonsense with that comes with a brick and mortar office on an offsite location from your house. And make sure that everybody in the family understands, like, this is a win that I'm here right now, and we just need to adjust to it. And have the mindset, like, I'm not at home right now, I'm at the office. And this is something that you have to tell yourself, and this is something you have to tell your family and your extended family. And this is kind of how the communication standards could possibly work for your situation. So if it's an emergency situation, then you would call the person at their office, whether they're at a physical location, like at their physical office versus being at home. You would call them right there and there. Like, someone was in a traffic accident, someone got hurt, whatever. Someone's going to the hospital. Like, that's an emergency. Then yeah, obviously you need to call me. And then maybe there's not an emergency, but it's something that needs to be answered before you would get home from work, or before you got before you got home from work, or before you got to your next break. And I call this like a time-bound question. And you could put almost anything in here, but you'll see with the last bullet point here of what constitutes a time-bound question and what does not. So do something that is not super intrusive. Send them a text. Send the person that's at work an email. Let them know, like, hey, I'm at work. If you need me and you need an answer within like 30 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, then shoot me a text or an email. And then the no big deal question. This is like, hey, what are we doing this coming weekend? Like, that's not something you would call someone at the office for. That's not something you would someone would walk over to your space and interrupt you for and say, like, hey, what are we doing this weekend? It's just like, I'm at work. Like, please do not bother me. And that can wait till at the end of the day or whenever you have your next break. So just make sure that people around you are filtering their questions to you in the proper tone. Is this something that needs to be answered within an hour, or is it something that can just wait till he gets quote unquote, or he or she gets quote unquote home from work? Very, very different. And this helps with productivity. Extended family. So share your schedule with them as well. I've personally had extended family show up at our house because my wife and I both work from home, and they just think that means that we're always home and ready to hang out with people. Like, no, we still work. Like, we didn't win the lottery. We're not rich. Like, we're not trust fund kids. Like, we just work from home. Our work is at our house. So let them know, like, this is not an Everybody Loves Raymond, you remember that old TV show type of scenario. Like, our door has a lock on it. Yes, you're welcome, but please respect our time and space, and be firm, but also be fair. Like, you'll see in this situation that creating a schedule and setting up boundaries, you need to have a little bit of flexibility with working from home. a little bit more than what you would have at an office. But be firm and be fair. Like, let them know, like, hey, this is when I work. You can't come over. Like, I love you, but I need to see you after working hours. So planning, I always like to plan out my next week on Saturday. And if your weekends are sacred, then that's fine. Maybe plan out your next week at the end of Friday of the current week. And I'm saying this because a lot of times people will start to plan out their week on Monday. And it's just like, no, Monday's when the rubber hits the road and you start knocking stuff out. So you get a little bit more autonomy when you work from home, especially if you're running your own business. I feel that Monday gets shot in the foot if you're spending half of your day planning out the week, and before you know it, it's lunchtime, and now you kind of know what you need to do for Monday, and it's already 1 o'clock. So plan out your week, plan out next week right now while you're still in your current week, and just not on the Monday. And top goals get done first, and everything else gets pushed back. And I am going to kind of push this a little bit, just because I'm one of those people where if I feel that I'm not getting my top priorities done, I will try to supplement that with getting a bunch of little stuff done. So if I didn't get one big thing done, I'll think to myself, okay, well, I got like 9 other things done that maybe that counts for the same thing. Well, it doesn't, because it's all busy work. So the top stuff needs to get done first. That's the priority. The stuff that's actually going to move your business forward. If you're still working for an employer, it's whatever their biggest priorities are that they expect out of you. And then everything else, just push back as far as you possibly can. And those things will get done. Like, you'll see later on in the last video of what I mean by that. And one more just caveat there: if it doesn't get a time slot, then it's just not going to get done. Like, if it's important, give it a time slot. And the little stuff, put the time slot for that at the very end of the day or at the very end of the week. The top goals, they need to get done in the morning and on Monday, Tuesday. So we're going to talk more a little bit here. We're going to get into the planning of this in the morning routine. And your morning routine is just as important as if you went to a brick and mortar office. Now you are living at you're living at your office / home, so to speak. So whatever morning routine that you had for your office, brick and mortar office, keep it, but just take out the bad stuff that didn't work that well, that wasn't that great. And what I mean is rushing out the door and grabbing one of those sugar cereal bars and then getting in traffic and then being mad that you're in traffic. Like, those things you don't have to do anymore. So wake up time, set an alarm clock. I get up at 6 a.m. That's when you need to get up. Like, I'm not going to sleep until 8 or 8:30 just because I know that I can, and I work from home. Do your bathroom routine like you would if you were going to go to work. Brush your teeth, groom your hair, all that. And then healthy breakfast. And I'm saying no excuses here is because you don't have the commute anymore. So whatever time you were going to spend on the road, sitting in traffic or waiting or on the subway or whatever, that is the time that you need to be making yourself a healthy breakfast, brain food that's going to get you going. And I put exercise ? Because exercise needs to be a part of your everyday, but I'm putting it in here just as some people need to exercise before they go to work. And I am not one of those people. I prefer to get one big goal done and then go and exercise, like maybe around noon, like before I eat lunch. But the exercise needs to get done. It just needs to get done when it's most convenient for you, but it is a priority. And then the words of affirmation, so far you are physically ready to go. You woke up, you get the bathroom routine done, you groom yourself, you dressed properly for work, and you've exercised. Now you got to get the mind correct there. And this is going to be saying your words of affirmation, or the why. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I working from home? Why am I going to the office today? Why are these big priorities so important to me? And review your goals. Like, what's the overall thing? Like, this helps you kind of mentally get centered and focused so that you can execute and not have to worry about all the other distractions and get squirrelitis. And the last thing in here is definitely dress for work. Like right now I'm wearing a business casual outfit, and this is what I would wear if I was in a normal office, so to speak, like business casual Friday. I try to keep business casual Friday set up for every day. And I watched one video, and this lady said that she goes, I don't wear my good work clothes to work, and when I work from home. And I can agree with that too. I think what she was saying is that I don't wear the comfy pajama clothes at the office, at my home office, but I also don't wear my top-notch, nicest clothes either. Like I wear something nice and comfortable. And I agree with her in that video, because she's found that like you're subconsciously telling your body and your mind, like, we're at work now, it's time to work and focus, and we're not in our pajamas and we can take our laptop into our bedroom and do our work from our bed till 10 a.m. Start time, be on time. So if you tell yourself that, like, I'm going to start at 7 a.m. every single day, then be there, like punch in, be ready at 7 a.m. to start working. And that is not a moving target. It's not where maybe I'll start at 7 today and then tomorrow I'll start at 9:45. Like that's not how it works. Like, be structured and be disciplined. You have to be very, very disciplined when starting your day, because that is going to affect the rest of your day. Starting off on the wrong foot generally ends on the wrong foot at the end of the day. So guys, tell me what your thoughts were on this first video here. We got a lot more to go, and I want to make sure that I get all of your questions, comments, and concerns of what you thought for just the preparation part of this. And always, what stopped you in the past from reaching your financial goals? What types of videos would you like to see next? And please like, comment, subscribe, and check us out on Facebook, 9 to 5ers. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one.